So it looks like the balls in my court today. We got 6 balls to look at. After building or looking at the 124 scale strike Gundam the other day, I started thinking, I got these. I haven't even built them or anything. They've just been rolling around. So the 3 clear ones here, completely clear, are New Gundam. And then the clear green are Exia, which, you know, makes sense. Celestial being green kind of thing. They're good at theming. As far as I know, these are the only ones we got. Hey, they stayed together. I hope they make more, because they're just busts, but they're kind of small, and they're models, so it all kind of works in my wheelhouse. As far as I remember, one is normal looking, one is an inner frame with clear armor, and then the other one is just the inner frame. I think. We'll find out very soon, because I'm just gonna take these and put them together. So just let me grab my balls, and I'll be right back. And these are actually pretty cool. Let's look at we'll look at the inner frame ones first. So you got the New Gundam on the left, XC on the right, and extremely detailed, like super duper detailed. With the clear, unfortunately, there should be a clear green piece here. I don't know where it is. None of the bags had it. Can't find it on the floor. Can't find it on my table. It's just disappeared. I haven't lost a part in a long time, but here we are. And they both have LEDs inside, so it's not in too hard, so it's not a big deal to get them out, but you can see they're both clear, like the yellowy clear, and so it lights up the chest there, and Exia's does as well. That's neat, right? That's pretty cool with the bust of just the inner frame. And then we have the armored versions, which are also amazing. Like the Exia one is mostly molded plastic. There's a little bit of paint like on the cheeks, the yellow, and the gray and the yellow on the faceplate. Where the New Gundam, a lot of painting on the chest and the head and even the forehead jewel, which you can see is coming off. So that's kind of annoying. I can fix that. I'm sure I have paint that'll match. Same thing here with the chin of Exia. It's got a little bit of red scraped off. It annoys me some. But it's got the clear piece in the chest. Nothing else. It's kind of hollow if you look at them. They're very hollow, especially Exia. There's a big gap in the head. New Gundam, you can't really tell. There's a little bit of gap in the ventage. But I like the platform here. And they kept the V-fence underneath on the stand. These ones are solid because, well, they don't need that. But I kind of like that how they include like a little storage spot to keep them from breaking. Cause that is, even though they're in little balls, it's a good idea. And then the final one is the clear, which also looked great. Pretty much the same as the other ones, just completely transparent. Would I have liked them to be colored clear? It's hard to say. I do. There is something special about having normal clear and not colored. It's something about, it brings up more of the inner detail if you're going to have like an inner frame. Because the colored ones, even though they are so clear, it's a little more hard. It's a little more hard to see. So that's cool. And that's where we'd be done if I hadn't used my thinking brain and realized, wait just a minute, these are actually compatible with each other. Because the inner frames, these ones here, are completely different from what is holding the armor on these ones. These are just simple kind of like placeholders, you could say. But these are distinct and they are very detailed. I think the bottoms might be the same for the most part. Because these holes, see there's a hole here, which is for the ribbon on Exia's side, but it's hollow there. So these parts are the same, and then anything from the chest up is new. But what you can do is take the armor from either the clear variant or the solid variant and put them on the inner frame to basically have a complete bust with all the detail, all the bells and whistles. You got the detail inside, which is going to be shown in the holes that you see on the body. And yeah, it's just going to look a lot better. So I'll start with the clear, and then I'll go with the solid, I think. 'Cause I'm going to leave it as a solid, so I don't have to take it apart and, you know, swap it again. So we'll just do that first. And yeah, I thought I'd like these, and I definitely do, having the inner frame and the clear armor. You can see everything inside, because like I mentioned, the armor is way more detailed. Here's what you get once you take all the clear armor off. This is the, like I said, the placeholders, basically. Very boring, simple, just made to hold the extra armor. this is what you want. And they look really nice. And you can still take the LEDs and shove them in the torso. And, oh, well, it was lit up. I must have hit the button. Hopefully these batteries don't die before the video's all done. But this, to me, that doesn't look very centered. I'm not sure if it's coming off. But yeah, it looks a little off. New Gundams. I haven't actually tried the new Gundams yet, so we'll see. That's alright. This is what it should be lighting up. I don't think it's going to reach that far once I have the solid armor on. This might be okay. It's hard to say, but I think it's better with the clear armor. So that's okay, but I'm not really in for the clear. I'm in for the solid. And with her final form, I can tell you these are great. I love the whole solid armor with the inner frame. They're actually about twice as heavy now as they were like without the inner frame, which makes sense, but man, it just fills out everything. See the heads there, especially the side of Exia's head. Even look at the detail in the back. Like, that's something you never see. I don't even think the Perfect Grade has something like that. New Gundam, you can see his Vulcans in his head because they're actually colored differently from the clear. The holes in the chest there are filled up with nice detail. Still don't have that little piece on the other side here, but you can't notice as much because, well, it's not clear. It doesn't seem to stand out as much because the armor is darker, kind of like the inner frame. Yeah, still the same solid bases, and the LEDs still work. And I'm happy to report the LEDs do work pretty good in the chest. Like, even that little teeny thing on the new Gundam's torso, you can see it's lighting up. And the whole condenser, it's still a little low, but it's better than I thought it would be. So that's not too bad. What I didn't realize until I was putting these together for the final time, which I don't know how I didn't, get that battery out. If you take out off the head, you see there's a hole there in the neck, but there's also a little one in the head. And then if you pull off the torso, there's almost like there's a space for maybe an LED. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so you can actually put the LED into the chest or into the head to light the eyes up. Now, the eyes do not, the light doesn't feed through nearly, not even close to as well as it did in the chest. But you can almost make it out. Now, I'll put a picture of both of these so you can see just how well they do light up in the darkness, so you can tell they do light up. And if it's a lower light, then you definitely would be able to see it. But as with the light the way it is right now, you can't. But it does work. And I want more of these, like really, really bad. And granted, you'd only have, if you want to do it like this and have a complete version, you're going to have 2 of these left over. Which I'm fine with. I like having the solid base, and I also like having the clear armor left off to the side without the complete inner frame. And I'm sure some people would rather have the other way, and some people would rather have it with all 3 out together. And for $15 for a set of 3, I think that's really good. $5 a piece. That works for me. Just give us more, Bandai, because these are great.